something new. 아무리 즐기려 해봐도 Oh darling always 모르겠지만 말아봐라 내게 말아봐라 같은 말이 Says to myself lately Open your heart to see it Show that you got it this playground of your own 하나 둘셋 나만의 색을 찾아 하나 둘셋
Right, welcome back. A little bit different this one. As you saw in the intro, I've been building a van. Had my old Traffic now for about 7-8 years. It's been a really good bus, but it was time to move on as I needed something a bit bigger. After going to Romania, the trip you probably saw, if you haven't, go back and watch that. I just fancied something that probably over the next year or two I could, if I wanted to travel a little bit further, I could do. So we needed a bit more space to carry a bit more equipment. Didn't want to go too big, didn't want to go too small, because my Traffic was a short wheelbase, low roof. So we now have a Nissan NV400, and I think it's the shortest and lowest one they do. So still bigger, a lot bigger actually in a way than my Traffic was. I want to be able to put a bed in this that I can take in and out. So I'm sitting here now, as you can see, it's all bare, so I just thought I'd do this bit to camera. So basically I'll show you through the build, bits and pieces. It's for fishing, it's for camping, it's for car stuff. It's going to be a multi-use vehicle. So I want a bed in there, a nice comfortable decent sized bed with storage underneath, but I need to be able to take it out. So I'm going to show you bits and pieces as I go. I did my research on YouTube and Facebook and other places, but I thought what I'd do is I'll show you my build. So if I want to go fishing, I can take the bed out, I can put my barra in, all my bivvies, everything I need, whether it's just for a weekend or for a week somewhere or for 12, 14 days, whatever, I can get everything in I need. Now I can also want to do it so, fingers crossed at this stage I haven't built it, it's all in my head, but I bet you I want to be able to put the bed in and then still have the barra underneath if possible with all my kit. So if you are travelling a long way, to save money on hotels and things like that, I can sleep in the back of the van but still got all my kit. So the other thing I'm going to put in is I've got a toilet, one of the Thetford, I'll show you, that's a Thetford cassette toilet anyway, just so you haven't got to worry about a toilet whilst you're travelling. And I'm going to have a little workstation area where I can just do a bit of cooking. So basically boil a kettle, do a bacon sausage sandwich or a pot noodle or something like that. It's not going to be out and out camper, it's just a multi-use. So that's for that. If I want to, I can take the bed out, take everything out, and then I can get things like settees and wardrobes and stuff like that if I want to pick them up. So, and then when I go camping, it's going to have the bed in, it's going to have underbed storage for chairs and awnings and stuff like that. The worktop, so we've got, when you're traveling, you can still pull over and have a cup of tea to save paying the motorway prices. Not a chance. And you've got a toilet if you need a toilet, just in case. And then I've got a driveway awning, which I'm now researching because I have two, which I'm now going to put up for sale, which by the time this goes out, hopefully, fingers crossed, they're sold. I have two brand new Outwell awnings. The only problem is they were for the Traffic, which is I think that's a 200 roof, and this is a 220, and the ones for the Traffic don't fit this. It just don't fit and don't work. So I've got to sell both of them and get a driveway air awning for the side of this for camping. So that's where I'm at the minute. I've basically had 2 afternoons. I've stripped all the racking out, which you will have seen. I did a little video of that, of it in. Really nice bit of kit that was. I don't know at this point what's happened. I've advertised it up. Just it's all made from pliers. It was originally owned by John Deere, and they must have spent some money putting that racking system in. So I've took that out. I've just advertised it cheap if someone wants it. If not, I am gonna got ideas to cut some of it up. Actually, what the camera's sitting on now is 2 bits I'm going to cut up for under bed storage, but I'll show you that. Yeah, took all that out, took some getting out, that did. Gave it a bit of a clean, took all the panels off the side, and I've now started to sort of plan things. Found loads of extra wiring in here, what I've just trimmed and taped up and tucked away out of the way, cable tied up. I've cut the bulkhead down today, made a few fasteners there for the barrow and other things. I need the bulkhead cut down because of my dogs when they're travelling, and also this has got the flip down centre seat, so if I want to, what I can do is, although there's a bulkhead here to have my barrow against and to put settees and wardrobes or whatever you want against and tie them down, it's low enough. I'll show you, spin the camera and show you a minute, and it's low enough that if I can just flip the seat down, jump from the driver's seat over into the back if I want to. So say it's pissing down a rain and I was stopping somewhere for like 3 or 4 hours sleep, I can just flip the centre seat down, jump over the back, jump in bed, have a cup of tea, have a piss, do what I want, and then next day jump on and go again. So it's, like I say, it's going to be a multi-purpose. It won't be for everybody, but I just thought I'd document it, and so you can have a look. It might give you some ideas, might not. So that's where I'm at the minute. I'm not going to bore you too much, and I'll show you bits and pieces as I go. I'll just spin the camera and show you. So there you go, I've cut the bulkhead down, so as you can see that centre seat there flips down, so I can just hop over there, jump into bed, and then I'll get up and show you. So that flips down, it's just jump over, and then, like I say, do what I want. There's the side door. Don't know what I'm doing there. I'll just be a side door entry because I've only got one in this, whereas the Traffic had 2. Over here we're going to have a little bit of a storage unit. Again, that's still in my head at the moment. And then up here I'm just going to have some sort of, I don't know, storage or something there, a little bit of worktop. And then the bed's going to be on here. It's going to go roughly about this sort of height. Loads of storage underneath. And the roof, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the roof at the moment. I don't know whether to board and carpet it. Oh, let's get back down. Yeah, I don't know whether to board and carpet it. I don't know whether to panel it with wood. I quite fancy panel it with wood, or whether to UPVC clad it. Don't know. I don't know. It's hard. The Traffic, I panelled and carpeted everything, and all that lasted really well. It did start sort of. I caught it in a couple of places. The good thing with that was if you caught it, you just stuck the glue underneath and stuck it back down. But that done really well. As for the flooring, I'm not sure about whether I'm going to do. I put a heavy duty carpet, waterproof carpet in the other one, in the Traffic. Really bloody good carpet. It looked as good as the day I sold it as the day I put it in. Or I don't know whether to do a laminate floor or something like that. I'm not sure yet. Again, I'll show you that as and when I get there. So that's where I'm at. I think what I'm going to do is leave it there. I don't want to bore you, and then I'll show you a bit more now. So here you can see it with all the panelling in, really well made. And I ended up deciding to keep this in the end and cutting it up to make some of the units and storage. This is in the side, and again, I decided to keep it. And all this cleaned up quite nice actually, so I decided to use what I had rather than buy new wood. There's the bulkhead that's been cut down, as you just saw, and here you can see it with all the panels out, with just all the storage out, sorry, and with just the panels left in. And there's all the units once I'd taken them out. I stripped all these down, took all the screws out, so it's just pieces of wood, so I could just make them to whatever I wanted them to be, which you will see. Right, all panels removed, everything's took out, all the things, all the units, everything's took out, all the bulkheads cut down. So when I do 60, you can hear the noise. And this is a test to see if anything loose, how noisy it is. So when we put it all back in, we can check, make sure all the sound engines working as it should do. So let's say we're at 60 miles an hour, and I'm having to shout on them, as you can see for the camera. There is definitely, however, a loose panel or two because I can hear a rattling. So that'll be something we'll have to look at. So onto the sound engine. Right, so we just got back from the road test with nothing in the back whatsoever. Really noisy. Probably you saw I was shouting just so you could hear me. yeah, there's a few rattles and bangs. So now I've gone around in the back and tried to pinpoint them and found them. This happened on one of my other ones, so it's something I've looked for before, but I'll just spin the camera around and show you what I mean. Right, so as you can see here, this is sort of part of the strengthened, or not main structure, but strengthened part. And this is the outer panel. Now, these are sealed down here. Now, some of the rattles and bangs you'll get are, if I get in close and look at that, let's get it so you can see. You can see that there, look. It's come apart, and what that does is that rattles and bangs. This one isn't too bad, it's only come apart in a couple of places, but one of the other ones has come apart all the way down, and the side door has as well. So get the sealer out, get them sealed, and that'll eliminate a few more rattles. So here you can see I'm using some sealers again. This is Sikaflex 522, and apparently this is supposed to be really good for it because it sets, but what it does, it also it still has a bit of movement to it. So I just put loads of this in, just squeezed it in, and just put it wherever any loose panel was whatsoever, just to stop a few more noises. So luckily I had a room that I could store my stuff in, and a workshop that I could store my stuff in. By the end of the day, most times the workshop was a mess, as you can see. And this is the view from the outside. Sometimes it was a job to even get in to get bits, but it was handy. Here you can see the scorver beam brackets gone in, and bulkhead cut down, and getting ready to put the units in. This is where I'll use all the reclaimed timber to put all the units in storage. There's the roof battens, and even when it was pissing down the rain, I still kept on with it every spare minute I had. Here, this is where it was built, so this is with all the bits mocked in, and then I took it all out again, ready to start the sand deadening. And this is where I'm cleaning all the panels, so I get the glue will stick really, really well, and the sand dead pads. So give it a real good clean everywhere before starting the sand deadening and the insulation. This is red oxide primer. I just went around every little scratch I could find, whether it was one I did, one they did, or anything, just everywhere before we started, just to help stop rust. Looks a bit of a Dalmatian, but you know, it does the job. Here you can see the sand dead pads gone in. I've just put them on every panel possible, and watched on YouTube how people said about doing it, and just followed that. Right, so quick catch up. I've done videos and you've seen bits and pieces as I've started the build. I've probably done some talk, I don't know, because when I've edited it I'll probably do a bit of talk over anyway. So far, so what I've done was stripped it all out, built my units. All my units were built, everything has been built what I want to build, from reclaimed wood, what I took out of the van, and what I had left over from other projects. So that was quite good. The only new thing I bought is the cladding for the ceiling, which we'll get into in another video, or later in this video, should I say. So yeah, stripped it all out, cleaned it all down, and then we built all the units. Not my favourite job, I'm not keen on that, but it's done now. Not to everybody's taste, but bear in mind this is for a multi-use vehicle. It's got to be a van, it's going to be a fishing vehicle, and it's going to be a camping vehicle. So it's not an out-and-out camper, it's not an out-and-out van, and it's not an out-and-out fishing vehicle. So it's got to do multiple uses. So I've got all that done, and then what we've done is I've gone round and degreased everything. Once I took all the units out, they're being painted now by my glamorous assistant, and she's not happy. And yeah, so they're being done, ready to be fitted back in once I get to the next stage, which is what I'm working on now. So degreased and gone round and red oxide primered all any scratches that were made by the previous owner. No, they weren't, it looks a lot, but it weren't too bad. Any drill holes that I've done, and any other marks I've made by throwing a screwdriver when I've lost my temper. So they're all red oxide primer ready to go. I've just put all the strengthening sand pads in. I can't remember the technical name, I'll put it on later, but I've done all that. They're all stuck in. All the roof battens are in there, done, screwed in, sealed. Oh yeah, I've sealed all the panels that were loose, which I showed you. I found an app. So what I done was I went out again and I did a sound test at 60 mile an hour, so I'll probably put that up when I've done the test as well, so that shows you then, and then what we'll do is we'll show you afterwards, and it can show the difference in the sound. So yeah, we've done that, and we're now putting in all this stuff, which is made from recycled plastic bottles. So doing my bit for the environment by recycled plastic bottles and also the reclaimed wood. So now having a nice latte, and we're now going to start putting all this in. We're going to stuff it in every hole possible, every little bit. So we're going to do that now, and then I'm going to leave. I've got some red oxide primer on the bulkhead, so I've cut the bulkhead down. I've painted all of that because that was quite scratched bad. So let that dry, and then what I'm going to do is paint that the grey, because I'm going with grey inside. Once that's painted and dried, hopefully by dinner time today, I can then start laying the carpet and putting all the fun bits in. Still a long way to go, but we're getting there step by step. Right, so when you're putting this in, every little hole possible, it's not just the panels here, you're going every hole possible. I fill everything, so I just cut it into manageable pieces and then stuff it down nice and gently, get it in. And then you can use a couple of things. When you're doing it in the smaller holes, I use a screwdriver. In the bigger hole, I have this, which is like a bendable ruler, and I can put it down to the bottom of the there, and then just gently push it down until I feel the resistance of the last bit, and do the same up there. And let's say on the bigger holes I can use this, on the smaller holes I just use a screwdriver. So do it in manageable bits, but fill the whole lot. Just taking a quick break. I thought I'd show you what I did when I was talking to you earlier on, probably a week and a half ago now, but earlier on in this video, probably 10 minutes ago, I said it was all in my head, and it was all in my head. I had an idea of what I wanted, and then what I'd done was, once I'd stripped it all out, I came in and sat down. So the first thing I'd done was I sat and drew a plan of as you can see there, put the driver's seat and the square, and then just marked out roughly where I thought I'd like stuff to go. Certain things I knew where I wanted them to go, and they had to go there. Certain things could change. And then I drew, this is like a looking down sort of idea from the roof down. So again, I knew I wanted like originally I was going to have a solar panel on the roof. That's all changed now, but anyway, I was going to have the leisure battery in here, toilet in here, but it's going to have some storage in here, and then, you know, I've got like the sockets and bits and pieces and stuff I was going to put in. Then I went into a bit more detail as I started to build, and things changed and plans changed. Got to adapt, improvise, adapt, overcome. So then there was another one here. This one has got all the sockets and the lights and all that sort of stuff on it. They're gone. I've scrapped the idea now of the solar panel, and it was going to cost about 500 to 600 quid with the solar panel, the battery, the wiring, the lights, the sockets and everything. And I've done a bit of research, and also thanks to my neighbour, he did some research. We found a company that was really had a good, well, come with a good recommendation really, and rang them up, talked to the person on the phone, told them what I wanted. They said yes. They writ it all down, took my number. An engineer was going to get back to me to tell me exactly which one I wanted, what would suit my needs. That was a week ago, still not heard nothing. Whilst I was sitting there, it gave me time. If they'd have come back to me that day, I'd have probably bought it and done it. Couple of reasons really good that I didn't do it. One, there's quite a few lakes I go to, and there's overhanging trees, so the solar panel could have got ripped off because I'd forget it was up there. Two is the cost. So I've now decided to go down the route of buying another power pack. So I'll have 3 power packs that'll last me well over a week. So power pack's going to cost me about 250 quid. So I'm actually, realistically, I'm saving somewhere around 250 to 300 pound, and it's less work for my neighbour. Cheers, Michael. But also it's less wiring in there, and I can just get on with it. So that saved me some money. A couple other things I do is I write myself lists of to-do jobs. As you can see there, I do tend to forget, so I write a list and then I can just cross them off, so I don't do something like put a panel on then go, oh shit, I should have put a wire there, or I should have put this there or something. So I wrote myself a list. And then the other thing I do is I keep in the note of everything I spend on it, and that way at the end of it, at the end of this video, I can tally it all up and then tell you what it cost me to build. So yeah, I just thought I'd sort of put that bit in there now. I don't know, you can't really see, I'm sort of just taking a break. Nearly all the installations, all I've got to do is insulate the 2 bottom halves of the rear doors and the bottom half of the side door. The panels are all done for them, and they can be bolted. I'm not bolting them on just yet because of having the doors undone in case it rains, because I haven't got the luxury of having a workshop. I can fit this in, not like my brother. Hey Dan. And so I'm having to do this outside, so I'm not going to put them on because obviously they'll get wet. Once it's done, I have some really cool barn door, like I don't know what you'll call it. It turns your barn doors into like I don't know, like a little mini gazebo type thing. But I'll show you them later on. But I could put them on now, but it's shutting and opening, I just can't be bothered at the minute. So yeah, it's now time to start doing the roof. So I've just got picked my I'm having a rail. I had a rail made by the person I work with, Sim, her husband Simon. Cheers, Simon. He's just made me a rail to go on the roof. So I'm gonna now go up on the roof, take out one side, the driver's side holes for the roof rack, because I saw online that they can perish, the grommets they put in, and then it can leak. So I'm going to take them out, nut and bolt them, seal them, done. The passenger side as well, I've had an angled rail, stainless steel rail made that I can then fit my awning rail to. So basically what it does is, instead of just fitting it to the side of the van, this goes on top of the van, lifts it up, and hopefully it works. My plan is that will, one, I can seal it and bolt it through the roof rack hole, so that does away with all that possible leaking. Two, it lifts it up a bit higher from the van, so when you open your side door, it doesn't keep catching the awning. So hopefully that works, but it'll still be nice and low that you'll hardly see us there. So yeah, that's my next plan, and then once they're in, I can then start putting the roof in, which I said earlier in the video, I wasn't sure whether I was going with UPVC or cladding or carpet. I'm gone with cladding, and I've painted it grey, similar to what that is. So yeah, got some new little additions coming. My lights are turned up today, that'll be cool. But then we've got some cool little pockets, little phone holders above the bed and above the worktop area. So we're getting there now. It feels like it's been bloody ages, but it's actually only been 2 weeks, I think. And I'm just working on it every spare minute I've got. If I'm not at work or not asleep, I'm working on the van. Luckily, I've got good neighbours and they don't mind. I'm not out here drilling and grinding at silly hours, but I am out here sort of, you know, carpeting the panels I've made or cleaning things or whatever. So I'll shut up now and get on with it, and I'll come back to you in a little while. So here you can see we're now spray gluing the roof and the insulation, letting it both go tacky, and then sticking all up ready for the cladding to go in next. Not much fun working overhead, but you know, has to be done. And here's the cladding going in. So pleased I went with this. Drilling the roof for the awning rail, not a fan of this. This was fitted with CT1 and pot rivets, and then it's nice and sturdy. Bit more cladding going in, yes, more. Right, so all the insulation's in, all the sand deadening's in, all the carpets are in, all the panels are in, everything's in. So we're back out now on a road test, same speed, same road, well, same road give or take a little bit of position, but it is the same road. And we've got the decibel meter on, and there I think it is. And it's around about, from what I've noticed, it's around about 10 decibels quieter. Now whether that's much difference or not, I don't know. It feels alright. I don't feel like I'm having to shout to the camera now. But if there's any sound specialists there, they let me know what 10 decibels is. It feels much better anyway. So we're now off to, and on top of that, the decibel meter is at the front of the cab in the same place it was before, where there's been no, in the front of the cab, I've done no sand deadening or insulation or anything. It's just purely from behind the front seats back I've done it. So, and all the noise really is at the front of the vehicle anyway. The engine, the wheels, the gearbox, all that sort of stuff, any diff whine. So it feels a lot better, a lot better. Whether 10 decibels, as I say, is that much difference, I don't know, because I don't understand it, but it feels better. I don't feel like I'm shouting, so for me it's a win-win. So we're now off to B&Q to get the last of the bits and pieces. I've got the lights in, I've got the TV holder in, my cabinets and all bits and pieces, they're all in. So I'm just off to B&Q, a few finishing touches, and then this weekend I'm out with the new awning. So I should probably film this weekend for the camping side of it, and then the following weekend I'm out fishing, so I will film that for the fishing side of it, and then this video will be out. So off to B&Q to spend some more hard-earned money. I've got to try my hardest not to go too much. I'm trying to keep the back sort of minimalist, but enough. So I know what it's like when you get in places like B&Q. You can sort of start walking around and go, ooh, nice, ooh, shiny, ooh, that looked good, and you don't need it. So I am going to be quite ruthless. There's a couple of bits I do need, but I'm going to try my hardest not to sort of magpie bits along the way. Right, let's get spending. So here you can see the awning, driveway awning fitted to the side. This is a Vango Versos mid. Really lovely awning. I'm not going to go into too much detail in it. You can look them up online. This is the front view. Again, they're very versatile. You can zip bits off and zip back bits on and change it around to whatever pitch you're on. But I just thought I'd show this so you could see it basically on the van. I also treat myself to a little folding bike for camping. Right, so this is how the back finished up. This isn't how it was planned, but this is how it's ended up. bed's up here, storage underneath. Instead of just chucking stuff in, what I decided to do is make this pigeonhole system, so you can put stuff in the bottom and stuff on top. So rather than having to lift everything out to get to the bottom, you can place them in differently. And also what I've done is I've made them different heights as well, depths, not heights. So this is split into two with a smaller one, and this is split into two with a slightly longer one. So what you can do, you can take them out and have the taller things standing in, and the taller than the deeper they are, you can just alter these to suit rather than just having one shelf. So works quite well, I did, because we tried it the other weekend. So I'll just take them out now. There you go, simple as that. Can have it all open, or the pigeonhole system. So this is the view on the inside. So over there you've got storage, I'll show you that in a minute. Worktop, more storage at the top, lights in all the corners, and then the bed, and then the little mini bulkhead. Okay, blackout curtains up there. So under here I have these are storage boxes. I've got a few of these, they're really good. Three of them fit in there. They can't come out, they're all wedged in so they can't fall out whilst travelling. Then under there I've got another one, plus my covers. In here is my toilet, that's in there with loads of I've got storage in the back for liquids, bleach, washing up liquid and all that sort of stuff. You've got a little storage under there as well, nice sparkly worktop, and then the storage holes, pigeonholes sort of style up here, fire extinguisher just in case. And then at the top here got these little things that hold the bits and pieces. This here is the iPad holder that comes out like that and twists, and this fits on there, so it holds your iPad and packs away nice and neatly out of the way. Got these real cool lights in the corner here, as you can see. Come on, I'll just turn it off. There's 3 different colours, warm, bright, and another one I can't remember. And then you turn it around and it's a reading light. They're all touch sensitive, but the nice thing is they're rechargeable and they just pull off, they're just magnetic on, and you can do them however you want them to be. So they're quite cool. And then at the top there I've got these little mobile phone holders, so just before you go to sleep stick your mobile phone in there, one each side, and yeah, that's how it is. I've got a trim to finish at the back. I'm possibly going to put some bits and pieces in here, not 100% yet. We're still kitting it out, but yeah, that's how it is so far. So you can see it's stripped down, all the pigeonholes are out, the bed's all off, but the bed base is still in, and the barra, I just took the handlebars off and the barra fits still perfectly in there with space down the side, so I can chuck stuff up the top if I want, or I can have stuff underneath. But this is just in case I want to travel somewhere and need to sleep somewhere for the night and take my barra, I've got that option. So yeah, fits in there nice and snug. So that's with the bed out, all the beams out, with the bulkhead, small bulkhead still in. So you've got options there, so you can have 2 different loading areas, and then we've now got more height to put stuff in here as well. And then that is with the bulkhead out. and as you can see, loads of space. So there you go, there's the view with it all out. I made these cool little bits here because when you make these wheel arch covers, you always end up with a gap here you can't use. So I've just put a little planking plate at an angle just coming down nicely there, and I've got straps and a few tools and bits and pieces stored in there. Also here you will see, here I've got a little cupboard, and in there I've got oil, antifreeze, first aid kit, water, just that sort of stuff, anything and everything you might need. Not very often, but when you do need it, it's tucked away there. So yeah, there's loads of space. So like I say, a multi-purpose vehicle. Right, so there's a few different configurations, just shows you how quick it can take it in and out and change it. So like I said at the beginning, I needed a multi-use vehicle, so I've got lots of different options for whatever I need. The only thing I can't take out is the workbench and storage. I did have an idea. I saw someone use the tie down clamps with these like twisty things where you can just twist them down, bolt it down and twist it and take it out. I was just running out of time, and I just thought I'm very rarely going to use it, so I'm not going to bother. The one time I might need that over the next couple of years, I'll just hire a van, a big transit Luton, so if I need it, that is. So yeah, that's what I thought. I'd just bolt it all in, it's done. So lots of uses. I'm going to show you some more bits and pieces. I've got an awning coming for like a little tarpaulin awning coming from the side, so I can show you that. That'll be just when I'm fishing, or just a quick overnight if we don't need to put the big awning up. But I'll be out in that in a few weeks time, so I'll video that then. And I'm also fishing somewhere, so if I can put that up, I'll do that as well. So again, a few more little bits of videos to come to show you just before we finish, and if I get any more goodies, I'll show you them as well. Right, got a few new additions, got some more of these little things, storage pockets. I like them so much above the bed, I thought I'd get another couple. Then we got one here, as you can see now, got the cables in there for charging, iPad holder in there. This here is for my fan. I've got down here, I have my power pack, that's just a small one at the moment. We have this cool piece of kit. So what this does is a three-way fan, and it just connects into my power pack, and as you can see, twists around whichever way you want. Lots of different angles, and there's 3 of those, and that just tucks away there. And it's got a little thing there, I think you put like an insect pad in there to stop the insects. And then as I say, I've just put another one up there. I did have the 2, I had that one and that one for the mobile phones, but I've just put this one in there, and that holds the remote control for the lights. So there's a few other bits and pieces I've done. I forgot to get pictures of the canopy I bought to put up. I can show you a picture of it. I'll put probably a stock picture up or something like that. So I'll if I get out and remember to record it, I'll put that up. I'm also having another one made for my fishing, so I can have it coming straight down from the van. The canopy goes out, goes sort of quite a way, just a sort of it's like a cheap version Fiamma. Takes seconds to put up. And then what I've got is I've got another one I'm having done for me, and that will just create like a little ace tent sort of style thing off the side of the van, so when I'm fishing I can take my bivvy down if it's the last day. I've only got one night and the bivvy's dry, I can take it down, and then what I can do is just put that on and have somewhere to sleep under, just in case, outside but under cover, just in case it rains. So I'll probably get an updated video of that later on. But that's the build so far. So hope you enjoyed it. It's, like I said, it's not for everybody, but it works for me. I've fished in it now, I've camped in it, a few little adjustments I'm going to make, but yeah, it's gone quite well really. So cheers, and we'll see you on the next one.